Hi guys, this is Lisa back with another video for Maymay's design team. And today we're going to do another project that is inspired by the Make It Go round that we had at Con Pigeon Forge. We made this card with washi tape that you see here. And we made it in 15 minutes, and it was another really fun project that we threw together really quickly. Once everything is cut out, it's a fun thing to put together. And I think this would be even more fun to do with children. So let's get started. I am not going to totally recreate this card for Christmas because I really wanted to play with the SVG files that Maymay offers for her stamp sets. So I thought we might do that. But before we get to that piece, let me just kind of go over the basics of how the cards are put together. We're going to use the same basic steps. This is what came in the card kits that we did at Made It Con. Of course, the other little pieces too. But this was the basics. It was the card base. And then we had the fronts here. And these three trees were cut on a Cricut, and I ran them through my embossing folders to get these dots on them. So you can see what a big difference that makes, and makes it more elegant from plain paper to embossed paper. But anyway, that's just a sidebar. So we put it on our card front. We put a piece of washi tape or some tape to kind of hold that in place, because what we wanted to do was draw an outline of what we wanted to cover with washi tape, and we even drew a line on the side so we knew where to stop so it wouldn't show up peeking out from that card base. And then you can see here we covered up those lines with washi tape. And washi tape, you know, is really easy to cut with your fingers and line up. And we even put a little piece of brown here for that tree trunk. So once you have it kind of taped on the top, you can go back and forth and kind of see what you want to cover up. So much fun. Okay, so let's get started with a project that I said that I was really wanting to play with Maymay's SVG files. If you go on the Maymay Made It site, there are SVG files for some of her newer stamp sets. So I downloaded them and cut them out on my Cricut just like they were. And so this is what you would do with them. It's really, really easy to do that. And there is a video out there of how to download and upload to your Cricut file. So you would take, like this is the number 1 shape here. So I've got that on my block. And you would just line it up. I don't want to get my head in the shot, but you would line it up. Instead of having to fussy cut it, it would already be fussy cut perfectly right because you did it on your Cricut. She has the one for the U. I think there are 3 or 4 different hearts, and the number 1 for this stamp set. And if I haven't mentioned it, this stamp set is called All About You. Such a really good, encouraging stamp set. So I just kind of want to show you what the original intent and purpose for these SVG files are. Kind of move this out of the way here. So what I wanted to do was I cut out on my Cricut that U and some of the hearts, but I did resize it for this project. I just made it a little bit, I think it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger than the original, which is so easy to do. You click and you drag. So this is what you would normally use, right? You would normally cut out the U and the heart, and you would stamp like we did in this example. But that's not what I want to do. I want to use this same type of project we did at Made It Con with and use up some washi tape. And so many of us have washi tape laying around, right? So what I decided to use, I think, is going to be this pink and blue. I think I want to do the pink here and blue for some, to make it a little simple, not having so many colors, but you could definitely do different colors. So taking a page from the one I just showed you with the Christmas trees, I thought this would be really more elegant and give it a pop if I ran it through an embossing folder. So this is just an unbranded one that I found, I believe, at Tuesday morning. And so that's what I did. Doesn't that make a huge difference between the two? Anyway, so that's what we're going to use. And so I cut me a card base at a 4 1/4 by 11, folded it in half to make 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I also have in my stash some of these banner stitch dies. So I cut one of those, and then I stamped using the VersaFine Black Onyx. Got this, so that I kind of thinking what I'm going to do is this, like you got this, and I put some foam tape behind it, so that's going to be ready to go when we get there. So the mechanics of this, oh, and by the way, I kept the inside pieces because I'm not sure, but I think I might want to glue those back into the center, but we will decide that toward the end of the project. Just don't want to lose them. Put them right there on the edge of my mat. For this, I'm going to use some purple tape. I'm going to put it on my skin to try to take some of that sticky off. I don't want it too terribly sticky where it will tear my paper. I have had that happen if I'm using cheaper cardstock, and this cardstock is from Staples. It comes in mass quantity and it's not the thickest, so I think that will be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to use that as a temporary adhesive so that I can use it as a hinge as I'm working on this card. So I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to draw a rough outline. Doesn't have to be perfect. I want a rough outline of what I need to cover up here. So I know that I definitely need to go beyond these pencil marks, but this is what I need to cover. And then down here with my hearts, this is going to be a different color. And let's see, I want to make sure that I stop right here. I don't want it to go over here. And then, oh, this is a little off center, so let me kind of, get that back on center. And I'm going to make me a light line here so I know when I'm working on the U on this side and this side that that's kind of where it needs to stop so it won't show on my border. Okay, so let's get started. This is the fun part. So I am going to work in diagonal strips and just like that until I go all the way across on my U and my hearts. But you know what? I've already messed up. That's what I get for trying to talk and do at the same time, because I want my pink to be my hearts and my blue to be my U. Oh well, since I am using washi tape, that's easily fixed. So let's just start again. So I'm going at an angle just because I like that look. And you can match up the dots if you want to be matchy-matchy, or if that doesn't bother you. See, I got a wrinkle there, and I can just burnish that right out with my fingers. Or if that doesn't bother you, you just put it on there the way it comes off the tape. So I'm going to continue to move down this card. And fill in all my spaces. Now that I've got my blue in place, see, I've got that checked, and I'm pretty sure most of that's covered. I got a teeny tiny spot here, but that's not bad. I'm going to kind of push this over, and then I'm going to take a bone folder, or you can use your fingers or anything else, and just kind of burnish this down. And washi tape has a really bad reputation for not staying in place, but if you burnish it really well, I don't think we'll have any problem. So now my blue is done, and I'm going to move on to my pink. I'm going to do those hearts, and I don't think that I'm going to do the hearts separate. I think it'll be really, really easy to continue in the same angle as the blue. And maybe I'll do this so that my angle is the same here. And just go all the way across. And I just thought this would be a fun project to do with kids, but anyone can do this. And we have, a lot of us have so much washi tape. That one has a flaw in it, so I'm going to go over here. A lot of us have so much washi tape, especially from, was it 5-6 years ago or so, that this was so popular, and we all loaded up on the washi tape. And you can still get it now in bins dirt cheap. I got this, y'all, so cheap. I can't even tell you, it's like $0.25. And now it does, like I say, not stick really good. You have to really burnish it down. I have to make this a lot shorter. But once you do that, I haven't had any problems with it staying in place. Okay, I think that's going to be good. So get my bone folder, move this down some. You can see I've got some imperfections where it is overlapping in a couple of spots. I've got a spot here where I didn't cut it long enough, and I patched it back together, and you're never going to see that when you get this card. Isn't that super duper cute? Okay, so now I'm just going to put some art glitter glue around the edges, especially, and around my cutout. Definitely want to get it around these little bitty areas so that it doesn't get beat up. Okay, and then make sure I line it back up good on my tape, and that it kind of looks straight on the sides. I think that's pretty good. Give that a chance to glue down, and then we can always lift these little pieces up and add some glue under there if we did not get that perfect. But that looks really, really cute. Really cute. And so now I have to make a decision. Do I like this here? Yeah, I think I do. I think I want to put this back in. And so I even run these little pieces through the embossing the little embossing folders, because I wanted it to have a cohesive look. So even though the hearts may not line up perfectly in the right direction, I think it still makes a pretty big difference. And this was what came out of the center of the O. So I'm going to glue that down, and it was kind of about like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's helps with the illusion. There, I think that is really, really cute. So here was the rest of the sentiment. Is on some foam tape and popped up just a little bit. I guess it would help if I took off my purple tape now. So that was just sticky enough. That looks great. So you can put another sentiment here or another heart, but I think it looks good here. I think we've got a lot going on, and I think that is really, really cute. So this is our project today, using embossing folders and Maymay's SVG files and using up washi tape. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and you can also follow me on Facebook under the same name of Half Photos with Scrapbook. Thanks, guys.